In a world that moves fast and asks for more, this is your invitation to slow down, to reflect, and to reconnect with what truly matters. Here we talk about the real stuff, the quiet decisions, the mindset shifts, the growing pains behind every meaningful life in business, through personal stories, raw conversations, and moments of clarity. My hope that is this podcast gives you the courage to pause, the tools to grow, and the reminder that you're not alone. This isn't just a podcast, it's a breath, a truth, a turning point. This is the Power Pulse. Hi, I'm Rabia Moeed, entrepreneur, mother, and believer in building from the inside out. And I'm the host of the Power Pause podcast. I created this space for the people who are leading with their hard work and making impacts in society. So, Suman, in today's world, we are so, bombarded with so much happening in our life and there's so much happening. How do you stay connected to your roots and how do you bring that authenticity of your culture background into your daily life? How do you imply everything together in your work field?
That's a very interesting question. And I think I'm still trying to figure that out as I am, scaling and growing in my career or, meeting different people. I think one of the best ways that how I try to, stay rooted with my heritage, with my culture, just myself, is by constantly reminding that it's by constantly reminding where I come from. I feel sometimes, as you grow up the ladder, we tend to forget where we come from. Yeah. And it can get very easy to be lost in the trend of doing things. Or it can be too easy to just get so lost in the whole hustle culture and just run after things. So I think I've been able to find my moments of pauses, not necessarily just once, but every now and then. Prayer helps me do that. Having people surrounding myself with people who have similar intent and similar energy, I think that really helps me contain my moments of pause. And the most important thing I would say is, having a really thorough relationship with my family. So sometimes when, we go out there in the world to conquer the world and, do this in life, do that in life, we sometimes could get disconnected with our families. So finding that medium to stay connected with your parents, with your siblings.
So sorry. Isn't like a balancing of art, like balancing the whole timeline, whole schedule,
Yes.
balancing your lifestyle?
Yes.
How do you do that?
And also balancing the fact that maybe at some point in your life you want a companion or you don't want a companion, or like figuring that out.
Speaking of which, we're talking about a companion right now. So somebody just recently, got hitched.
That's the right word.
Yeah.
And I think we spoke about it very frankly the other time that sometimes you just need to be mentally ready to get into that stage of life as well. And thanks to you, for always giving me the right advice as well, just as a friend. I think mentally being ready for different stages of your life is also important.
Yes.
That's also part of growth. Growth is evolving with time.
Yes, I agree.
And that is something that helps
I
me
think
stay rooted.
Time requires you to be a certain person on a certain aspect of life.
Yes.
You cannot be the person you were when you were 18.
100%.
And you cannot be the person you were when you were 25.
100%.
So you have to be the person and make changes according to how the time,
100%.
how the specific requirement of the situation is.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
I also think sometimes, maybe I could be wrong or I could have a different opinion, but I also feel that for women specifically, we're always too pressurized into being a certain way. Or, that achieve certain thing by a certain age.
Yeah.
Or, get married by a certain age.
Yes.
Or, if you are married or if you are a professional in a career, or anything that you're choosing elsewise apart from yourself, you're made felt guilty.
Yeah, I would say
Do you
there's
ever
a lot.
feel that?
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you just as a person, not just being women or men. I feel like it's a lot of society pressure that we
Yeah.
have when we're growing up. You are a certain age, you have to do certain degrees, you
Yeah.
have to get into certain fields. When you're a certain age, you need to have kids, you need to
Or
have,
have a
partner,
house.
or have a house,
Yeah.
or certain achievements. I don't think that defines you as a person.
Mm.
You know what? For me, achievement is just literally when you are 18 years old. Let's just say you're 18 years old,
Mm.
and you have the kindest heart, you have the purest soul,
Mm.
you have the touch of humanity, you know what you're doing. That's the biggest thing you can have.
Mm.
That's the biggest achievement. Lately, I feel like we are too involved in having a career, having family,
Yeah.
having this, having that. We forget who we are
Yeah.
as a person. Why are we here?
Yeah.
We're here so we can be a better human, and we can do better
Yeah.
things.
I think people are also forgetting to live in the present.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe social media is
I think
to
you
blame
either
in
live
a
in
way
the
or not.
past, or you either aim for the future. So
Mm.
where's the presence in
Where-
between?
where is the
It's
present
being missed.
exactly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like all the, like you said, staying true to yourself,
Mm.
connected to yourself. I think you have to stay rooted to yourself first.
It's also
Yeah.
a lot about even saying no to certain things,
Mhm.
right? Like just because you're so engaged with moving forward that you're not able to say no. I think also that's another thing that's ingrained in us, that we just keep saying yes, or we keep getting overwhelmed with saying yes and adding more to our plate.
Yeah.
But I feel like lately I've been able to say no to certain things, also because I'm able to do that now.
Mhm.
Obviously, that wasn't the case in the past. But to choose quality over quantity, I think that also gives you some peace of mind.
Yes, definitely it does. And I think it's always important to know that you have to look after yourself. You can't say yes to everything, and
Your mental health.
grind yourself with it.
Yeah.
Your mental health. What do you have to say about your me time values? Like
Me
your
time.
your mental
Mm.
health, or I say me time, but like
Mm.
your, what is your me time?
For me, my me time is having a great cup of chai, spending quality time with a very dear friend. That's one of my me times. But it's also being out in the nature.
Mm-hmm.
Great example being at Terra Woods.
Yeah.
And I think every year I'm able to take myself out from the city life from Toronto and come over here and feel that.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, prayer.
Yes.
That is something that definitely helps me feel relaxed in my me time. That's what me time
And
is for me.
I think you're right. Praying really helps you heal in
Yeah.
many ways.
Yes.
And I strongly believe me time can be anything, just your own downtime. You're not occupied with the worldly things.
Mm.
Leave your phone away. Focus on yourself.
Mm.
Enjoy the moment, whether you're
Mm.
just sitting by the beach, or sitting at home, or having a cup of tea, like you said,
Right.
sitting with a friend, sitting with a partner, or doing anything and everything in this
Yeah.
world possible.
Or just figuring out that getaway,
Yes, exactly. And I think it's very important.
Mm.
Certainly, we have named it as like me time is something where you have to go out and give yourself
Mm.
some dinner, and again show off on social media that you're having me time. Please don't do that,
Yeah.
because that's not me
Please
time.
do not show off me time
Yes,
on social
That's
media.
not me time when you're having a.
Yeah,
when you're,
that's showtime.
Yeah, that's showtime. That's not me time. And I don't think any of the people who actually like to have their me time, they show it off on social media.
True.
Social media, when I talk about it
Mm.
now,
Mm.
how much does it impact you, and what do you say? Like, what kind of a role is it playing in our society lately?
I think it's become a way to. Well, there are both positive and negative sides of it.
Yeah.
For me, I have always thought of social media as a tool to promote my business.
By the way, we're on social media right now doing this podcast.
I know, right?
So there's obviously pros and cons.
There is
Yeah.
pros and cons.
Yeah.
There could be times where we're contradicting what we're saying.
Mhm.
Also, you take the good, you leave the bad. That's
Yes.
how I see it as.
Yes.
But it's also really important to understand that if someone like me or someone like you or anyone who's using social media as a tool to promote their business, that's what it is. Your whole life is not social media.
Yeah.
And people often just see the shiny, glamorous image or
Oh,
you know,
trust
the
me.
stories and video content.
I get told so many times that, you know, your life is so luxurious,
Yeah.
like you're so
So
showing
fancy.
all those bougie things. But
Yeah.
then, you know what? Behind that, all those bougie things and
there's a
luxury
lot of
pieces,
legwork and
there's
hours that
a
goes
lot
into
of
it.
mind work, a lot of hand work, a lot of leg work, you know.
Yeah.
You
Weren't
actually...
we on the call yesterday while you were, I don't know, raking
yes,
your beach?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was actually just making the beach, and I literally made a content of that. I'm like, you know what, people need to see this is not who I am. I'm not just a person who's going out and having dinners or things. No, there is actually hard work. You put your days and hours into making and managing something, and that people actually like, and people get inspired of you. It's not just social media. It's not all the shiny things.
I get it all the time where, you know, people get amazed by the fact that, oh, okay, she's you know, chefing up and doing a cooking event in this country. Oh, she's in another city in this moment, or then another city. Or the fact that, you know, all these amazing, sometimes, you know, brand photo shoots and everything. But there is hours and hours of homework. There's hours and hours of travel. There is preparation,
planning,
and the fact that in
hard work, you know, you're putting the efforts
the fact
there.
that in the early years of my career, I spent 15-18 hours in the kitchen honing my craft.
Exactly.
So it's not just that, you know, we look up fancy in our chef jackets and, you know, we're just whipping something up for content. There's a lot of legwork that has been done in the past.
And when you see somebody, you know, outshining, again, on social media, like, I don't mean to say anything negative about it. It's a good thing. But when you do see something like that on social media, just know that they have worked really hard to be there. And it's for them to enjoy and have that time of their life. And if they're showing it, that means they're celebrating themselves too. And they're feeling, you know, they might feel encouraged too, well, from the positive reviews or comments they get from the audience that they're showing it to. And so it's not always a bad thing. But again, it's maintaining. There's maintaining. You obviously can get inspired, but when you do get inspired, try to make that inspiration into actually a hard work. Make that into a work play. You can't just be inspired and sit at home and say, hey, I'm inspired. Now let me go to a restaurant and have a dinner somewhere fancy and just show that I'm having a life. That's not life.
I also think that, you know, utilizing social media to your advantage should positively promote. So, for example, when, you know, women like us, colored women like us are not just creating content for the sake of content, but are actually, you know, showcasing our craft or our work and business and our wins out there. We're also encouraging and promoting other girls out there who look like us. They're okay, if Rabia can do it, if someone can do it, she can do it.
Exactly.
And I think that's where, you know, it encapsulates the whole idea of women empowerment at the same
100%.
time.
And
in a positive way.
In a positive way. Like I said, and obviously we try from our angle that we support as much as we can. Bring up all the, you know, women that we know together and connect and, you know, uplift. So this podcast that I am doing today with you, the purpose of this is to have that pause in your life. When did you have that pause moment in your life?
When did I have my pause moment in life? I think.
So I'll just give you a little bit of background when I say that.
Or why don't you go ahead and tell me why you came up with it?
So the power of pause, what I think is one of the definitions I'll give many throughout this, you know, podcast and all my episodes that are coming to you. But what I believe, the pause is not something that you're doing so you are stopping or failing. It's the pause you require either to change a career or to change your mindset, or to take that pause into consideration that, you know what, you're going to take a break right now, you're going to take that pause right now and come up with a better plan to succeed even further down, to get even more ahead of things that you have lost or you're having trouble with. So I think everybody in their life and their careers needs a pause. And that pause can make you reflect, do better, or even succeed even harder for the future. So that's something I was asking you. Where is that when you felt like you needed that pause to either improve or to get even higher or to even, like, you know, or like to stop and start something new?
I think for me, my moments of pause come in intervals of time. I don't know. I think it would be fair to say it comes at intervals of time. I think one of the most life-changing pause moments I had was during COVID. I was going through a lot in my own personal life. I was working for a corporate company and, you know, alhamdulillah, everything was going great. But then, you know, there definitely was a feeling that that is this how I want my life to be? Do I want to keep working for someone else?
Yeah.
Do I want to do something for myself? Can I expand my own potential and make it benefit in my own, for my own self? I think that definitely was a very redefining moment and my moment of pause, where I felt that Suman can do a lot more. She doesn't need to, get flown into this corporate culture madness. So I think that definitely was a moment of pause. That probably was like 3.5, 4 years ago. And I'm so glad that, there are certain things I decided to take a departure from and move forward in life. And then at the same time, make some tough choices that no, this is not for me. This is for me. So you really have to see the pros and cons and sometimes say no to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially to protect your mental health, to protect your own self from, just not getting lost.
Yeah.
And I think another pause moment that I probably had was like 4-5 months ago, before, I was going to enter this whole another new phase of my life. And, it goes back to that same conversation. Sometimes you have to be mentally ready to move forward in life.
That's true.
So even that moment of pause,
it's the power.
That moment of pause will only come when you're also ready for it.
Exactly. Yes, I agree. No, I absolutely agree with you. And you know what? The moment of pause will give you the power that you need.
Yeah. It gives you time. You should take time, and it gives you time to reflect on what can you do more.
Yes.
What things you have done in the past and what you can learn from it. There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It's just that what can we learn from it and how can we improve in our life ahead.
Would you like to give our young audience or our new entrepreneurs an advice that they can take with them from you?
I think I would definitely say routinely take a moment of pause. Do not feel guilty or do not feel ashamed for the fact that you are taking time for yourself. The world we live in right now, in fact, can criticize you for stepping away from not, running that rat race, or, being that A student, or, excelling in each and every single thing. It's okay. Their life is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to be a good person, be a kind person, be close to family, find reasons to be closer to family, not to be away from them.
Wow, you have put this all together so beautifully that I'm like, wow. No, honestly speaking, I totally agree with you. Yeah. And I think we all do need that kind of a pause in our life. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel overwhelmed by the things you see.
The need to do something.
Yeah, because we're in a very rapid world. Things will be always moving. Yeah. And there will be something constantly new. How many trends, how many new scenarios or new things you're going to follow, really.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Take a pause, decide what you want to be, decide where you want to be, and with that pause, utilize that pause toward the better future. That's what I believe in. Entrepreneurs, when I say this word, I know it's a strong word, and I'm going to ask this question to, I think, everybody that I'll be doing my podcast. What do you think is an entrepreneur?
I think an entrepreneur is someone who has decided to work 24/7. That's definitely what an entrepreneur is. But if you are an entrepreneur who has decided to embark on this journey, make sure you are on this journey for something that you're passionate about. Because now you will be thinking about your business or your idea 24/7. Even when you sleep, even when you wake up. So it has to be worth it. It cannot be something that you wake up and you feel like, oh, damn it, what did I put myself into? No, I think the mindset should be, I have to wake up. I am excited to wake up and take my business or take my idea and conquer the world.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to leave a 9 to 5 to be an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know what? With an entrepreneurship, there comes a big responsibility. You have this idea that you had in your mind that you want to put into place. And with that being said, you actually work towards it. And whether it's something, let's say, small ice cream that I'm making, ice cream company that I'm
Yeah.
making, or a something big I'm doing, a big industry line I'm starting. So it could be smaller to big. It's the idea that you want to take it far. So yes, you have to work towards that idea, and I believe yes, you have to work really hard towards it. Whether it's marketing, designing, implementing, accounting, everything, you are individually responsible
for everything.
but you are the one who's going to be profiting from it too.
Exactly.
So I believe with entrepreneurship comes a lot of responsibility, and that should be taken in mind and consideration before starting anything new.
You know, Rabia, one of the things that has really worked out for me, alhamdulillah, is the fact that, positively collaborating with women entrepreneurs or women who are leaders. What are your thoughts on it? Or, what do you think positive collaboration with women looks like?
So first of all, I strongly believe in that. And when you say positively, we need to. As a business, obviously in a woman-oriented background, and if I'm collaborating with somebody, it can be as a competition. But when you're positively collaborating, you're uplifting both sides. So you're actually mentioning your business as well as their business. You're giving shine light, limelight.
So creating win-win
Yes,
situation for
for
both,
both,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So I believe that it's a must. It's
Yeah.
a must. And when it's done, it can do wonders.
It can definitely do wonders,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And I think, I would certainly say for all the women viewers, just in general, like if you see a woman who is doing good or, is just entering the industry or, is trying to make a mark or, just taking baby steps, just a simple social media reshare post goes a long way.
100%.
Just
of course.
simple.
That's what it is, right? And when you have that sort of a mentality, believe it or not, a lot of people are going to come out and support you and your business too. So that's what I've seen from my personal experience, and this is what I do. And like how we are collaborating today, or we've collaborated so many other projects before, or inshallah in the future.
Yeah.
And I do with a lot of my other friends, colleagues, people that I know of. Obviously, it's something like, again, it's very good to do.
Yeah.
So when we talk about collaboration and uplifting, I do plan out these events for women oriented business people, and we have one of the event that's coming up, and it's happening on 10th of May at
What is it called?
It's called She Mix Mocktail.
She Mix Mocktail.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's a She Mix Mocktail, and it's literally about entrepreneurship, women, empowerment, and leaders, today's leaders in women industry, and they're all going to be coming together networking. So
I'm gonna miss out on it.
I know,
but of course, we're gonna have more of these.
Yes.
And again, it comes with good positive intent. You are intensely working on bringing similar mindset of women together.
Exactly.
Over a creative, fun event.
Exactly. And when you come together, you are not just connecting, you're actually talking to each other about your issues and things, woman to woman. And I'm
You're
sure
learning experiences.
Yeah. So you learn a lot on the way as well. And again, like, you support, and that's what I believe in, that's what I do, and I'm sure you do the same thing. I see you doing it. So any last comment that you want to give our viewers who are watching in terms of entrepreneurship, leadership, women empowerment? Any comments that you want to make?
No, I think we definitely covered a lot of stuff, but I think on a closing note, what I will say is that I'm really, really excited to see how your podcast is going to grow, and it will for sure.
Inshallah.
And, for all the girls who are out there, anyone, who is trying to make a mark, just have some patience, believe in yourself, and most importantly, surround yourself with people who believe in you.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely agree with you. That was Chef Suman Ali in today's episode. And one thing I learned from today's episode, that growth is not what you see on social media or what you see in society today. Growth is, slow improvement, slow progress. So if you're working slowly and progressively towards your goal, I'm sure you're going to make a lot of changes, a lot of impacts in the society. and for yourself as well. So I would like to say thank you, Suman, for being on the show, and thank you for being part of the podcast of the Power Pause.
Thank you for having
I
me.
had a great time learning a lot from you today, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers can learn a lot from you as well.
Awesome.
We do have to share your Instagram
Yes.
and your LinkedIn or anything that you want to give out.
Sure.
people
It's
so they can
at
look it
Chef
up.
Suman Ali on all the social media platforms.
We'll also mention that on the bottom, our caption.
Sounds
Thank you.